Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about Civil War in America, 1861. American Civil War. It was started in April 12, 1861 and lasted till May 9, 1865. And as we all know, it is a war between two states of America, southern states and northern states. Southern states who went to form a new federal government, and that was opposed by northern states, and there was lot of other reasons also for the civil war, and this war came to the cost of lives of people from 6,20,000 to 7,50,000 people who lost their life, and which is more than American deaths than in all other US wars combined. And it was actually, the war started on February 4, 1861. Confederation of States of America was born on Fort Sumter, was one of the few Union footholds in the South. And there was two ideas, different ideas. One is Lincoln's idea. He wanted to abolish slavery, and another opposite idea by Jefferson Davis, who wanted to retain slavery. If we go into deep about the causes of civil war, there are many causes, mainly the financial, political, economic, social, cultural conditions are very much important for the outbreak of civil war. The financial and political influence of cotton in 19th century was unprecedented, and by the mid-19th century, the southern states of America were supplying more than 70% of cotton to Great Britain and France, and Britain and France were the leading imperialist countries, colonial powers and world economic power, and that created long tension between northern states of America and southern states of America. And southern states, they had slaves, and it's also known as slave states, and by using these slaves they produced a lot of cotton, tons of cotton in southern America, and they exported to Britain and France. And many southern states, they believed that world powers like Britain and France would intervene on their behalf, and that gave them confidence, and that is also one of the reason for civil war. Another important reason is presence of slavery itself. Slavery had been the cause of the long tension and friction, or the war between southern states and northern states. Slavery was illegal in much of the north countries, and they wanted to make American people free. But by the beginning of civil war, some 4 million Africans and their descendants toiled as slave laborers in the south. The per capita wealth of southern whites was twice that of northerners. So by using the using the slaves from Africa and also descendants of slaves, southern states, especially southern capitalists or industrial owners, they were making wealth out of the work of slaves. 3/5 of wealthiest individuals in the Union came from the southern states, and they were deeply invested in slavery. And in the contrary, the northern states were invested in industry, and they were against slavery, and they always believed in freedom of people. Southern states mostly agricultural country, and that is also one of the reason for this slavery. Another reason is states' rights. The politics and debates over powers belong to sovereign states. That is also one of the reason. And another important reason is territorial expansion of United States. The politics over slavery began to heat in mid-19th century, and that was one of the reason for this conflict. Northern whites people, they feared that if slavery continued to expand to new territories, they would inevitably join southern slaveholding states and making North irrelevant, and United States would eventually become totally dominated by these southern slaveholders. So the fear of expansion of territorial expansion of southern states and the wealth of southern slaveholders, that also confused, that also was one of the reason for civil war between southern and northern states of America. And the political struggle continued from 1846. There was debates like Wilmot Proviso debates of 1846. Then there was victory in Mexican American War in 1848. Then fugitive state law and compromise of 1850. Kansas Nebraska Act of 1854. Then Lincoln Douglas debates of 1858. All these are the background of civil war. Another factor of civil war is abolitionist movement that was emerged in 1830 as a part of religious revivalism, and seeing slavery as a personal sin and emancipation as a repentance for the sin. So abolitionists tried to reach and convert a mass audience, and they met with opposition from individual slaveholders and national religious institutions. In 1831, the American Anti-Slavery Society was founded in 1833 in Philadelphia by Garrison, Arthur and Lewis Tappan and other 60 more delegates. In the coming years, they tried to establish hundreds of branches across the free states, producing anti-slavery literature, lectures and petitions demanding Congress to end all federal support to slavery. So abolitionists played a major role in the underground railways, a network of secret routes, meeting places and safe houses used by slaves to escape slave states to reach free states, and it helped an estimated 1 lakh slaves over few decades to they tried to escape. So there was many reasons for the outbreak of civil war. Another very important reason is election of Abraham Lincoln as the president. At the heated Lincoln-Douglas debates of 1858, where a series of 7 debates between Abraham Lincoln, the formerly Abraham Lincoln of newly formed Republican Party and Stephen Douglas of Democratic Party. So Abraham Lincoln belonged to Republican Party, and he got limited mandate but won only 40% vote. He was a highly skilled lawyer and politician. He had an established government, was a delegator, and he tried to preserve the Union at every cost. But Davis, not well liked. He had extensive military experience, and he fought in Mexican American War. He created a government from scratch, experienced a representative and a senator. So there was heated Lincoln-Douglas debates of 1858, and that continued. The main issue discussed in these debates was slavery in United States. It was these debates that made Lincoln a prominent figure in the national politics. So he gained nomination for president in 1860, which totally outraged the Southerners who hated, the Southern people hated his anti-slavery movement. On November 6, 1860, to the surprise of many, Abraham Lincoln won the US presidential election without the support of a single southern state. So though his election may not have been the primary cause for the war, but it sent warning bells ringing in the southern states, leading to secession and finally the civil war in 1861. So Lincoln already gave a warning that he wanted to establish a free southern and northern states federal government. So election of Lincoln caused the state of South Carolina to call a state convention, which voted unanimously in favor of secession in 20th December 1860. So the cotton producing states of Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana and Texas followed suit, seceding in January 1861. These states agreed to form their own federal government calling Confederate States of America. So who are the states formed the Confederate States of America? The cotton producing states of Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana and Texas. And it was formed, this Confederate States of America was formed in February 4, 1861. So after the Confederate attack on Fort Sumter in April, Lincoln called on the states to send forces to capture federal properties. Virginia, North Carolina, Arkansas and Tennessee, unwilling to send forces against their neighbors, voted to secede and join the Confederates. In his inaugural address on March 4, 1861, Lincoln called any session legally void. He had no intent to invade southern states, nor did he intend to end slavery where it existed. However, he said that he would use force to maintain possession of federal property. So the battle was clearly started. And he also suspended habeas corpus. He gave judges the power to command the presence of a person before court. Both the accused and the accuser must appear before court. It required government to explain why a person was being detained. So Congress was not in session. Lincoln acted on his own authority to suspend habeas corpus during the Civil War, arguing Article 1, Section 9 of the Constitution. So this is the map of North and South, North versus Southern America. And let us see what are the strengths of these two states, Southern states and Northern states. The strength of Southern states, mainly military strength, it closer to supply all military strengths, then fight harder because they were protecting their homes, their way of life. So that was slavery existence was a way of life. It was a culture of people, and only with the help of slaves they could produce more, either in agriculture or industry. So that was the base of their wealth. So they were not ready to abolish slavery. And southern states also had experienced military leaders and soldiers. There was military colleges in southern states. 7 out of 8 military colleges were established in south, and the people had a high morale and capability. And the economic sources of southern states is they grown their own food. They were very self-sufficient, agriculture-based states. Most of the southern states were agriculture-based, and they were extremely resourceful. They built armories, mills, etc. And they had weakness also, not enough railroads, not much advanced, not industrial states, and they were transporting soldiers, they were supplying essential commodities, etc. And population was also lower, little manufacturing. They had no navy, no rifle works, gunpowder also imported from other parts. Then they were susceptible to blockade, and they had this Jefferson Davis ideology. So these are the strength and weakness of southern states. While discussing the northern states strength and weakness, we can say that they had also more military strength. 21 million people were there in northern states. They had larger army, they had navy, established navy, 5-2 advantage of men who could fight. Superior leadership also. Lincoln was there. Lincoln's leadership is the main advantage of northern states. And there was economically they had more factories. It was industrial state. So the northern states were industrial based. They manufactured more weapons and miles of railroads. Over 90% manufactured goods were from north. They had more money also, but they are also faced weaknesses. They have to invade, conquer and occupy the south. They had very few experienced military leaders, and they had to fight to maintain union, and it was unfamiliar territory. Southern states were unfamiliar territory, and the war was also done very quickly. So that was the weaknesses and problems of northern states. They had also strength. Both northern and southern states had strength and weaknesses. So these are the things I want to discuss, and the more aspect we will discuss in in the next class.